July 1st, 2023. We are here with Mirzad and the man, Caleb Velasco. And he's got a huge match coming up. But first off, Caleb, have you ever even been to St. Louis?
Never. It's been my
Awesome.
first time.
Pop the cherry. Pop the cherry in St. Louis. So, before we get into the match itself, how long have you been pulling competitively?
So, my first tournament. So, a lot of people like to think that their arm wrestling birthday is at their first tournament. So, I would probably say it was July. Yeah, it was July. It was Hawthorne. I remember Hawthorne, Nevada, July 4th, 2020, I believe.
So, you're almost to your 3-year anniversary.
Yeah, but my first practice was in January of that year, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what got you into the sport?
I've just always loved like strength sports, but I never like did it though. That's one thing that's kind of odd. I've never like was that guy that arm wrestled at school and stuff. I just saw it. I just saw it on a video. Was just like watching it religiously. I think I saw like Juji Mufu like collab with, I forget if it was like Michael Todd or like no, I think it was Devin. He like collabed with Devin, and it just went into the rabbit hole, and I was watching it just so much, and I just got addicted to watching it, and one day I just had to pursue it. An ex that I was actually with at the time, she told me, she's like you watch it like you get paid to watch it, you know, like why don't you try to do it, you know? And so I looked up, I literally just like typed it on Google. I put arm wrestling near me, just hella random. And then I found a Facebook group. It was like NorCal arm wrestling or something like that. I just texted it, and I got a reply like a couple weeks later, and it was all history since then.
So who'd you get a hold of? Like who actually?
Ryan Ballesteros in their group.
Okay.
Like Matt Hughes. Some of the top guys there were Matt Hughes, Ryan Ballesteros. You know that guy Anderson Olivia or Oliveira or something, I believe. I always butcher his last name. The Brazilian guy.
Mm-mm.
He's like 205 guy.
So
yeah, there was strong guys.
Yeah, so I'm not real familiar with the West Coast. So when we talk California, like to me, it's all, if it's California, I'll just ask Caleb. He knows. And California is freaking huge, right? So
it's so big.
So you're like what, like LA-ish?
I'm in North Highlands, so like Sacramento, basically.
So that's south, though, kind of, right?
No, that's north. That's north.
North,
yeah.
North. Okay, so
yeah.
I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on over there.
But I'm not like so everybody, they always think I like train with Derek or like Alan or something.
Mm-hmm.
But Derek is 8 hours away from me in San Bernardino.
Yeah, see, that's nuts. That's like 2 states away, from over here.
Yeah, it's like he's not even close enough to, like, I practice with the SoCal guys like Derek and them, like, Tony Thompson and all of them out there, but they're so far away from me. I pull with Nick Postal, Jody Smith, Tom Nelson, Luke comes over every once in a while, Matt Hughes, Randy Weaver, David Owens. But yeah, none of the SoCal guys, they're just so far away. It's not realistic to drive that far.
So you have some history with Sam. You guys crossed paths about a year ago.
Yep.
Since then, Sam's been on a tearing through different tournaments, and meanwhile, you're kind of on the same trajectory. Going into this, it seems like that people aren't necessarily counting you out for sure, but they are in general, I think, seeing you as an underdog in this match. Do you think you're going to bring something different to the table this time, or is it going to be more of the same thing, just harder mentality?
I think I have something like different. I like to think like obviously, just like you said, he's been tearing it up as well. Like, you know, I'm not saying he hasn't gotten stronger, but I feel like I'm a lot different than last time we pulled. But you know, that's always in the back of my head. You know, he controlled me that day. He controlled me from start to finish. You know, he give credit where it's due. That was it was a great performance he had. I think he got like second both arms, like two absolute studs. Michael Hahn was there, Kevin Palco was there. Like, yeah, it was a tough category. I believe there was like 20 people in our class, just absolute studs. And I kind of looking back at it, you know, I didn't like. I don't want to say like I took them lightly, but I was a little like confident like going into it because it was so cool. Like a couple of weeks prior to that event, he pulled one of the California guys in Tulsa. Remember that round robin? It was like I think it was like a 155 round robin, something like that. Jim Coyle hosted it,
Mm-hmm.
and he pulled one of like two California guys that like I always like have like history with, you know, and like it was just a good gauge for me, you know. But he beat them, you know, and I was like, wow, like okay, so that shows me a little bit his level, you know, and I just did not expect that iron hand and wrist, and it was great. He got me that day. I feel as though I think I got something to bring to the table. You know, I got a little something in the tool bag.
You know, style-wise, a lot of people see you as a top roller, but something interesting I found out, I think when we were hanging out at the Arnold, you told me either you started off as a hooker or a presser. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I was that guy. I didn't know how to top roll. I just couldn't generate power backwards. So I was just always just bringing in my shoulder. You know, I was sometimes I would even like flop in that ugly position. I've always been like used to, you know, kind of having that power to drag kind of. But I just over time I just used what I'm more like suited to my genetics. But I do have a little bit of an insight, I guess you could say. But his insight seems as that might be one of his strongest moves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I would test that. But that is interesting though, because he might not. I don't want to give too much. Right. But that would be interesting. It'd be interesting, you know.
Yeah, I've been seeing you test it out a little more, holding some people in a hook, getting real deep, Devin Larratt style. Yeah,
you gotta have two moves, bro.
Yeah.
You know.
So you do a lot of pulling, both tournaments and super matches. It seems you're out there all over the place. Do you prefer one style to another, like the tournament pulling to the super match style?
That's a good question. I would probably say. So what I like. Damn, that's a hard question. That's so hard for me because I love tournaments. You know, and I've been to more tournaments than super matches, obviously. You know, of course. So I would probably say. I probably prefer tournaments, probably, but I would say that a lot of it has to do with just the lack of like super matches I have had. You know, like I've had a decent amount, but I just feel like I'm more fluid in a tournament like space and format. You know, and not to mention like my style, kind of like it's kind of better for that format of pooling. You know, because it's always that. When someone figures they find that little chink, you know, especially in a super match, you could exploit an explosive type of guy like I am really easily in a super match as opposed to a tournament, you know, and it is what it is, you know.
Gotcha.
So I would say tournament. Sorry. So I would say tournament. Sorry for a long answer. Drag it out. I would say tournament.
No, it's all good. Do you think that puts you at a disadvantage in this a little bit because you like that, or does it give you just a different look at it and maybe a different kind of challenge going into it?
I wouldn't say a disadvantage. No, I think it'd be about the same. You know, in fact, I think it's more exciting to get to pull him just fresh for fresh. You know, no, we both didn't pull anybody. Let's just see how that first ready go. Let's see what happens. You know, I think I think I like that aspect of the super match with Sam. And I know I'm the underdog, I'm a realist,
Now,
his ability.
yeah, but you asked for this match actually, so you did want to take it, and there's something to be said about that. Obviously, have you never gripped up with him other than that one time that you pulled?
I think we pulled a side table that day, but other than that, no. Just like a little side table. Yeah, I didn't really get to pick his brains really.
You weren't really sizing him up at that point, right?
Yeah, no. Sadly.
So being you do travel quite a bit while you're pulling. Have you pulled underneath any of the referees that we're going to have at Strongest Badge?
I believe so. Yeah. You're gonna have Bill, right? Bill and Pat, right? Or no?
Just Pat, Leonard, Sean Hancock, Keith Michelle.
Yep. Oh, so he'd be the only one. The last one you said Keith. You said?
Yeah, Keith Michelle.
Yeah, so Keith would be the only one I haven't been refed under.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe not. I think I probably have. Does he have glasses? Is it the?
He might have refed you at Worlds, or
Yeah, he does sometimes wear glasses, I think. I doubt Mississippi. He would have pulled, or not pulled. He would have refed, like a IFA Worlds and Nationals, those type of things.
Right.
Okay. I may have, but that's but Leonard for sure, Sean for sure, Pat, Pat as well.
Keith might have been in Vegas. Mirzad, was he in Vegas? Keith Michelle?
I couldn't tell you. Oh, he might have been. I'm not sure.
Trying to picture the face.
So, who would you prefer for your match, or do you have a preference?
I would like. Oh, well, I can't say that, right? Because then the one I prefer.
I would like to give you guys who you want. I'd like to.
I would like Leonard.
Leonard. That seems to be the going rate for everybody. So.
Yeah, Leonard's my guy.
Yeah, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, I would prefer that both competitors just agreed and we could just give you guys what you want because, you guys are the ones putting it on the line, and I feel like you guys should be able to decide who's your ref,
Yeah.
Speaking of travel, you're like the spokesman for traveling and being active around the country. What kind of value you see yourself gaining from that? Feeling all those different arms, different ready go cadences, getting the reps in.
That's what I attribute like a lot of my wins from. I truly believe that once I traveled outside of my club, that's when like the gains actually started happening. I always say like you'll never get strong just pulling with the same arms every week. Like you'll get to a level, but you'll never go beyond that, in my opinion, from my experience.
Yeah,
I'm fortunate enough to be able to travel as much as I do.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great time to be in the sport too, man. So many new lightweights and stuff. Dude, that class. Oh, man, it's just so deep right now. Deep. So deep.
You guys about the same age, or what are the two ages?
So I'm 22.
22. Okay.
I forget how old Sam is. I forget.
I would think it's around that. I would say.
It's he's got to be close. Maybe he's like somewhere like between 21 and.
He's like 21 at least.
Yeah, I would guess that.
Yeah, I don't know how long he's been pulling though.
Do you notice a difference?
We got.
Go ahead, Mirzad.
I was gonna say, we got a bunch of young guys on the card in general. You're really seeing a changing of the guard coming up soon.
Do you notice a difference in how the tournaments are ran as you travel across the country, per region, or are they all generally the same?
Oh yeah. No, I see a difference for sure. Oh yeah.
Where's your preference?
I'm kind of like I don't know. I like a fast pace kind of like fast pace. Um, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because some tournaments that are a little longer, like I don't mind them. It just depends, right? It depends on that particular tournament and venue. But I wouldn't mind like a fast pace. That's kind of what I like prefer, fast pace. You know, because I like to pull and then like celebrate and relax. You know, so I don't want to have like a long dragged out. I'm not saying that some are just you see the time and difference. Like you see different leagues that have like they'll have a tournament done within like 4 or 5 hours maybe. Five in that like range, give or take, right? But then you have some tournaments that are like last the entire day. You'll be out. You'll be happy to be out by like 8 or 9. Traveling that far, and having to like travel heck late and you're tired and stuff like that, that's the only thing that I could say that differs the most is like the I wouldn't say like efficiency, but like the mannerism in which the tournament is ran is like the difference that I see a lot.
Do you have any kind of problem with like a jet lag or a travel lag coming from the West Coast?
No, not that I would. No, I wouldn't. I haven't really like. Of course, like my ears will pop and shit. Like I'll feel like a little bit of it like that. But no,
But not on your performance.
no, I wouldn't say it as does anything. No.
So with this, the match is being on Friday night. What do you think about that? With this, the tournament being on Saturday, but the match is the night before.
I mean, I'd be honest. I'd prefer it to be the same day as the tournament. But I mean, I don't mind. That's okay. I don't mind. I think it's pretty. I think it's kind of cool that you guys are like doing that. Like it's kind of like an opener. An opener to a big event. And I'm fortunate to be able to be one of the openers. That's pretty awesome.
And you do plan on pulling the tournament as well, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And do you think that's affects you? Is that a problem? You pulled the Arnolds, right?
Yeah, and it was 2 days as well.
Right.
I mean, it plays a role, but I was talking to a couple of guys about it because I hear there's everybody's gonna be there. So like I was talking to a couple of people and they're like, are you gonna pull? And I'm like, yeah, I might not pull. Like, so it just depends. Like I might not pull right. I might just pull left, maybe.
Depending on how the match goes.
Yeah, but there might be. You never know. I might, when you're out there, I love to win or lose, anyways. I might just pull both on, but there might be a good chance I'll just pull left though.
All right.
So then, as far as weigh-ins for that, do you have to cut weight to make 55, or is that kind of your walking around weight?
Yeah, I have to cut. a little bit. I'm a little like my frame's a little taller for like that like natural 55, but it's not as big as you think. Like I would probably say like within that like 6 to 7 give or take pounds, It's easy. It's not like I would say the Arnold's that was like 10 pounds, but that was because I had a previous tournament before that and I was like it was like 170, like 0 to 170 or something like that. And I was just a little heavier than normal, but I won't ever really be over 165, in that range one. Yeah, so it's easy. Yeah, I do have to cut to answer your question, yes, but it's not super easy. It's not like drastic, 15 plus pound cut or anything.
Right.
So you'll take like 7 or 8, probably just water off, and then if you weigh in at noon, how much of that do you think you gain back by match time?
Well, I don't know. My body's really weird because I kind of like if it's over that like 5 or 6, like I kind of I don't know. My body doesn't snap back as fast as I would like it to be. I'll probably be like not even. So say I get like I'm 154, 55 like range. I'll probably be like 158, 160 maybe. And that's crazy. I don't know why. Like my body, like my, it's weird.
So you wouldn't be considering just weighing in on Thursday for your match and then pulling like 72. You're not cutting that much weight. You have no problem making it
No.
morning. Yeah.
Even well, I'm not gonna lie. I've thought about that. I probably won't be able to make it. So I probably will just pull like just whatever I weigh, and I'll probably just pull like 76 if I have to. Okay. Yeah, because I can almost guarantee I won't be exactly the same weight
Yeah, by
after
noon
like a
the
day.
next day, right?
Yeah, no. So
Gotcha.
I'll probably just end up having to pull like 76 or something like that. But we'll see. Maybe I'll weigh myself just to see though. It'd
It
be
would be
awesome to see.
it would be
That'd be
72, not 76, so it'd save you a little bit, a couple pounds at least.
oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's cool.
So
Hell yeah.
You do have that Friday morning weigh-in that counts for both the match and the tournament if you want to go that route. I think that's probably
Oh,
what I'm going to be doing.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you
So it would
could
be
weigh
the
in at noon. So you would have 8 hours, before the card starts.
yeah. I mean, and that's not bad. I did that at IFA last year, the Nationals. I had to weigh in. I had to weigh in, but that wasn't 8 hours. That was like 2 hours.
Right.
So,
Yeah, big difference.
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm open. I'm open to that because I would prefer that. I would prefer to pull 55 in the tournament. Of course. I'm trying to climb that ladder, bro. I've like just to touch on that like weight topic real quick. Like so I have I'm fortunate enough to be able to train with some of the best 170 guys in the US. Like you got Allen, you got Luke Kent, got he's got Vosgin, we got David Stefanian. I always butcher his last name. But we got like some studs in that 76 category. So like, and I've traveled enough, so like I kind of know the level. I've pulled with Dustin, I've pulled with Corey Miller, I've pulled with and I'm not saying I didn't beat any of those guys. Shit, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying like I felt the level, and I kind of the point I'm trying to say is that like when you ask me that question, like man, like do you ever see yourself bulking up? You gonna go to that 76? And I kind of know where I would sit in that category. I kind of feel so I kind of want to like make my mark in that 155 range as long as I can, and I truly believe that I'm a, top 12, maybe even, I don't know. I think I have good chances in that 155 category. I just haven't got, as much as I've traveled, I haven't got the opportunity to beat any of those guys really. Like Black Ice, I just saw him. I didn't get to pull him. Adam Wilmot was there. Didn't get to pull him. Just like a lot of those guys that I would love to, show to be able to try to show my level. That's why I asked for Sam. If I could even like, give like make it a war, just a complete barn burner. Like, I'd be so happy just to show that I'm competitive. With, Sam's a national champ. So like, I feel comfortable at where I'm at right now, and I think I have some good tools for that class, and I don't want to abandon it before I leave my mark.
Right. That makes sense.
So, you know? I'm assuming you know about the other matches on the card with you.
Yes, sir.
Could I get your thoughts on some of those?
Which one? So who's first?
Lincoln Munger and Tim Lewis, left-handed.
Ooh, Tim's. I don't know much about Lincoln, so that's the only thing I'll be speaking more so for Tim, because I've experienced pulling Tim like a lot of times in side table, and man, and it's lefty too. He prefers left. I don't know if Lincoln is an inside puller or not, but man, if Tim stops it where he wants to stop it, it's going to be a very long match, very long day. I would just say Tim, but that's a little biased, I guess you could say. I would say Tim, and
a lot
like
of people don't know about Lincoln. I think we got him on the show next week, so finally we'll be able to answer some questions about him. But
Right on.
what's the
You
weight?
could ask him again if yeah.
205.
Okay, he looks like a little taller. He looks like he got like he just looks like a little like bigger frame. Seems.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar as well, but he was. It's kind of like your match, He was asking for him and calling him out. So There's always something
Okay.
to be said about that, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Tim's the gatekeeper. As they always say, if you you're competitive with Tim, you're at a decently high level. Tim's always been that guy, the super match king.
And that
He's
might be
always
the
been,
test for him. That might be what he's looking for to see where he's at.
yeah.
You
So
know,
I was
it'd be
always
interesting. Yeah. It'd
uh,
be interesting to look and see how many people on the card Tim's had a match with. Because I
yeah,
know
yeah,
it's at least three. It's at least three.
yeah.
But yeah,
Man, pulls
Yeah.
everybody, bro.
Yeah. Me, Tevis, and Cole Casper.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't see your match with Tim. I forgot about that. I didn't see
he had
that.
a match with
Yeah.
Ballinger too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm telling you. I think he
Everybody,
had half the card.
everybody.
Yeah.
So we got Oscar Anderson out of St. Louis and Joel Cagle, who's out of Arkansas.
I've always liked. So I've never got the opportunity to pull Oscar. I've always loved watching him pull.
Hmm.
Uh,
Oh, you're gonna love him, yeah.
it was always like I don't know, like I saw like I felt like I was like, man, like I want to pull like that, like his energy and stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I do know he's been out of it a little bit. He hasn't, but I would still, even though he has, so I have pulled Joel. I've pulled Joel a couple times. Never in a tournament. Never in a tournament. I've only got to pull him in like side table and stuff like that. And I don't know. So it's hard. I've never pulled Oscar, so I'm only judging. It's another one. I'm only judging off of Joel. But I would like to think that Oscar is used to a heavier, like I don't want to say a higher level, but just a heavier pullers. He's just used to bigger
Yep.
frame guys. So that's a big factor for me. But then there's a variable that Joel is his bulking. He's not going to be that normal 154 Joel. He's going to be a 165 plus, if not bigger. So I like that match. I like the match. Joel has so much fire. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like one of the wars, one of the bangers. I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you think
That match.
that Oscar, him pulling the heavier guys, as you say, do you think that's more of an advantage then, and it's not the speed portion of it, or the fact that he's smaller doesn't play a factor?
I would say that's a little advantage. Not like a overwhelming advantage, but I would say there's some benefits to that. I would say, used to a bigger hand, he's used to more of a longer lever. I would say that plays into his. That's pretty good on his part. I would say a little bit. Yeah.
I think you guys do have a lot of similarities on the table, you and Oscar. So
Oscar brings that energy for sure.
Yeah, he's a beast.
it'll be
He is a
awesome to
beast.
see you guys back to back on those tables.
Mhm.
So
It'll be
I would
awesome.
probably say, to answer the question though, I would probably favor Oscar, probably. Yeah, and I'm hoping in a war. I'm hoping because I got a lot of love for Joel. So I would say Oscar got this much, but I'm not counting my boy Joel out. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of the longest matches, if we're not our most exciting matches. Because their energy, they're both gonna bring some fire.
definitely,
Oh, yeah.
we'll start getting that crowd into it quick. Which
Oh,
you
yeah.
follow him up, so you'll be able to ride that energy right onto the
Oh,
table.
heck
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's how
Heck
you
yeah.
do it.
And then following you is Cody Vanderwood and Cole Casper in a right-handed
Ooh.
match.
Oh, it's righty. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little different. Okay, because we all know Cole's left is something special. I'm not saying I'm not saying that in like a way that like, oh, that's the only way that like no, I still think it's a competitive match. I don't think it's one-sided, but I would say that one's really close. And that's another one. I've actually never pulled either of them, but I have been to a tournament that Cole was at, and like I've like seen some like first-hand experience. He looks solid, crazy arm strength, just
Mhm.
really connected. I haven't seen much of what was his name? Excuse me, sorry.
Cody Vanderwood.
Cody, yeah. I haven't seen much of Cody. I just haven't got the opportunity to.
And Cole's another young guy. Is he even 19 yet? Is he 19?
Dude, Dude, he's
he
like, it
is.
sounds like he gets like younger every time. I'm like, I'm like,
yeah,
dang.
that kid's gonna be a savage. He already is a savage.
Yeah. I've always wanted to pull
You know
him,
what I mean?
even like either on whatever, even if it was just side table or anything,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Cody is generally a hook puller. I mean, he's versatile,
Oh, okay.
obviously, but I would say his bread and butter is the hook, and he is a right dominant puller. So
Oh, okay. Okay. So see, there you go. That might just be, maybe because I know Cole has a lot of experience. He's been pulling since he was like 15 or something like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not. Maybe even younger than that. Maybe like 13 or something like that.
Right.
So maybe that combination of experience, table like you. But then again, I don't know. Maybe Cody's been pulling even longer. Maybe.
yeah, he comes from a good team, man. He'll come in. They know what's up. Cole actually asked for Cody. With more.
Okay.
So he knows about the power there, and I think he just wants to bang it out in the middle and see what happens. So
Okay.
it should
That's
make it
interesting. I can't make out Cody's face. I'm drawing a blank. Trying to think. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm excited to see Cole pull. Like all the top lightweights are going to be there. And so excited. We got to get a picture. It'd be awesome.
We got Billy Croup and Scott Wynn. I know you're familiar with Scott, hometown.
Yeah.
Somewhat hometown. I say that because you guys are in California and you're probably 8 hours apart too, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Another one. He's in LA. Another 5-6 hour drive. Yeah. But no, but I have got the opportunity. I pull with Scott a lot. Like, so those guys are my next family. Like, even though they're 8 hours away, I'm that guy that'll take a train to go to practice, whatever. But yeah, I have a lot of experience with Scott, and he's a stubborn one if you don't put him away. I forget the weight. What's the weight on that one?
170 or no, 190. 190.
Oh, 190. Okay. So that's interesting. Scott could make 76. But I'd imagine he's going to be a lot heavier for this,
Yeah, I think he said he was about 85 or so. I don't know when that was, but
like that range, yeah. Scott's one of those crazy iron hand, doing it for 30 years, really hard to take his hand. You usually got to have a good inside option usually in order to, because not giving away all the secrets, all right? No. But no, I mean, that's kind of like the norm with Scott. Not really even a secret. That's kind of the norm with Scott. He's known for having that crazy hand outside the straps. It's hard to slip on him. Very stubborn, super good endurance actually as well. I like that match. I haven't seen much of Billy though. That's another one. A lot of these matches I only know like one or the other guy.
Gotcha. Well, that probably changes as we move up the card. You do know Mirzad, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And
oh yeah,
Bo Olsen.
I don't think I've ever met Bo. I don't think.
Wow, you're not familiar with him at all, though. As far as like, have you seen anything on him?
No, I've just heard about him. Haven't seen.
All
haven't
right.
got to see much of him, sadly.
Most recent, you might.
Right? Is he Arkansas, right? Or
Kansas
City.
Oh, Kansas. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
You might have seen his match with Quinlan, Paul Italia's promotion. That's like the most recent thing, probably.
Quinlan Mendez?
Yeah.
Bo's the guy that was the first one to pin Michael Todd, so Paul Italia was supposed to pay him up $1,000.
Oh, the big old
Bo
farmer
took
guy.
the match. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, I do know him, and I felt him. Wow. The farmer guy, right? Was he has like glasses?
No.
No.
No. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the guy that you like pressed Michael Todd at that tournament. Remember?
Oh yeah, the different guy.
Okay. Oh, okay. Dang, I don't know him. Damn. I'm about to say, damn, Mirzad.
No, I think that's Jared Gagnabin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But no, so what I'm hearing is that my boy Mirzad is the underdog. But underdogs run faster. We know this. We're both the underdog, bro. We could be the underdog.
Yeah,
That's okay.
that's where you want to be, man. That's where you want to be.
Yeah, that's all
Rising.
right, bro. You just go in there, you impose your will, man. You know what to do.
Yep.
I'll be
Yep.
screaming for you.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
obviously
we're
going
gonna.
for my boy Mirzad, but I don't have enough. Like I don't know enough about Bo to really give a good. I don't know if he's an inside puller. I don't know if he's outside.
Yeah.
Inside. Yep.
He's
Deep.
more of an
Deep.
inside, probably. Yeah, he's been pulling for 30 years, so
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Like
yeah,
7 years longer than I've been alive.
he's been around for sure.
Yeah.
But there is
Dang.
something to be said about that underdog hunger, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Hmm.
Yeah, you see it a lot. You see it a lot. You see it a lot. Look at Cody Wood. That's a good example of that
Hmm.
that hunger right there.
Yeah.
Just know
Great.
that you're not supposed to win. He's the guy. He's supposed to when he has all his pressure, he has all these expectations. He's supposed to just put you down easy. Not, you know what I mean? Just
Right.
and you're gonna come in and just do your thing. You ain't gotta worry about shit. But
Yep.
just slamming hard, you know.
Yep.
And
Best
that's so
spot to
much
be.
more. Yeah, best headspace, lot better headspace.
Yeah.
100%.
Are you familiar
Hype
with
for it.
Jake Houston?
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah. Very recently, I actually got to pull him. If you would have asked me that before I went to Virginia, I would have said I don't have any experience with Jake.
He's pulling
Yeah,
Kevin Palco. I know you have experience with Palco as well,
yeah,
so you should have some
yeah,
insight on this one.
yeah. I've pulled both of them in competition, but there's so many different. There's so many question marks there, right? Um, I've got the opportunity to pull Kevin multiple times. I was with Kevin at Nationals in Texas. I was with Kevin in Arnold. Um, Jake, I just recently pulled Jake, but I pulled him lefty, and their
Mm.
match is right, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's not a very good gauge. I think I did pull him right a little bit, like on the side table. I would probably say, I'd probably say Kevin, but it's competitive. It's like Jake is in that match, and he's a fireball. Like he was competitive with some of the best 176ers in the country. You got a class with Dustin Hyatt, Josh Handelin, Adam Wilmot. You got Zach Lee and stuff, and Jake was in there like he belonged. Like I said, I didn't get to pull him right-handed in the competition. We got to pull lefty. I had some success with him left-handed, but like I said, there's so many question marks. He's the type of puller that he gets in a lot of long, just like Kevin. He's just like Kevin. All of his matches are usually long. You know, he gets in a really long match. And then I was fortunate enough to get to pull him after he had like a really long match. It's whatever, question marks. But I don't think he's outside of that match. Because I think a lot of people will look at that match with me and Jake and they'll instantly like write him off, and I'm not of that opinion. I think it's a really close match, and they're both real big studs. But I think Kevin has something to prove right now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin.
Hmm. Definitely
He's
does.
got a little fire under his. But so does Jake though. Jake's hungry too. Jake's hungry. He's coming back. Super motivated. I like that match. I would say Kevin, but slight. I would say slight Kevin. I
Do you
would favor
think being
Kevin
at
slightly.
165 matters
What for Jake or
for either
what?
one for the match
I
in
think
general?
I think Kevin wouldn't mind being a little more fuller. Yeah, I think that might help Kevin a little bit. Not like an overwhelming, factor, but I think Kevin wouldn't mind being a little fuller, a little bigger. I think that'll come in handy for Kevin. Yeah,
Awesome.
I would say.
How about Dalton Duncan? You familiar with him?
Ooh, No, I haven't got to pull with Dalton or Austin, but I've seen a lot of their matches, both of them. I know Dalton's been in it a lot longer than Austin, so I've seen a lot more
Hmm.
from Dalton than Austin. But man, is Austin something special for sure. I like that match.
Real quick.
I like that match. It's hard. It's hard. It's really hard to give an analysis for that match because that one hits close to home for me in terms of stylistic and the way these arm wrestlers, the way their powers and their tools. Because like a lot of times when you're a hand-based arm wrestler and you run into somebody with a better hand, it's hard. It's really hard, and that's kind of like the same thing with these guys. They're both known for having crazy dominant hands,
Hmm.
and it's going to come down to whose hand is better. You know, you could argue that Austin's frame is a little bigger. He might be used to a little bit like bigger opponents, just like I was saying with Oscar and Joel. I would say it's like a similar. I would say Austin's used to like a little bit bigger framed pullers, like bigger hands. But then again, Dalton's super tall. Then again,
Yeah.
like I said, I've never actually met Dalton, but it seems like their frames are pretty similar. But I know Austin's a little more full. His frame's a little more full.
Yeah, I'd say they're similar frames. Austin's more muscular. Maybe
he just
Dalton's a little taller. I'm not sure.
Yeah. That's so interesting because, I would say Austin's the favorite just because Dalton's just coming back into it. He's just getting back into his groove. But it's going to be a challenge for sure. And any top roller that runs into somebody with a longer arm, it's always a very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. So I would say Austin. Maybe I would say Austin like 3. Say Austin 3-1. It could be 3-2 though. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 3-2. That first round is going to tell a lot. That first round can tell a lot.
Yeah, I do think so. I think people discount Dalton because he's been out of the game just for a little bit, and it hasn't even been that long.
Right.
But then again, when you see Austin doing what he's doing,
Hmm.
it's hard. It's hard not to jump on the bandwagon a little bit.
Right. Yeah, 100%. He's looking very nasty. I would like to see him pull just about anybody. From Luke Kent to Dustin Hyatt to he's a beast.
Yeah, 2 years in to rank 2. Ain't he? He's pretty sure he's ranked number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's
right
number.
now.
I think he's number two righty.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, I
ranked
would.
up there lefty
Even
too, pretty high.
even if he's number 2, I would still like to see him pull. The Dustins of the sport and maybe even Corey again.
Yeah, I think that Dustin match will probably happen eventually. I'm sure they'll set it back up. Dustin did say that he wanted it, so
Yeah,
I could definitely see that happening.
I would like that. But yeah, the list is really small though, for sure, in terms of finding somebody. Yeah, if Dalton could, if he could really, shut up a lot of those, shut a lot of those mouths.
Yeah.
We'll see. And I know he has a lot of fire. I took a lot of pages out of Dalton's book in a lot of respects. I think we have I don't know who's taller or not. I think we're like a similar height maybe, or like similar length of arm. But I like the way he pulls. He's not, he has a low hand. He even has a little bit of arm. He could drag. He could drag a little bit too if he has to, if he absolutely has to. Yeah, he's an awesome puller.
he was
Not counting him out, but
impressive at the last strongest badge for sure.
Yeah.
He's got one of the best catchphrases in the sport too.
Who?
Give me that hand,
Dalton.
boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that to Doug Allen, bro. Can you believe it?
Yeah. That's a good T-shirt. That's a good
It was
T-shirt
awesome.
right there.
Yeah, so
Hell
we'll
yeah.
see if he'll be able to take Tevis's hand. If he can, it's probably a long day for Tevis. If he can't, it goes both ways. So
Right.
that
Exactly.
does
That's what I
make
was
it
saying.
interesting.
Yeah.
But we do have a main event now past that that we did add, which is Brent Rockers versus Scott Ballinger in a
Oh.
lefty match.
Ooh.
You got to know those guys.
Yeah, no, I do, and it is. Man, it's a hard day for Ballinger. And look, and I'm not saying that in like being green, like I don't know about Ballinger. I know about Ballinger. You know what I mean? Like veteran of the sport, been in it for forever. Like he just pulled nationals too, didn't he? And I think
He
Brent
was at
there,
Michigan
wasn't
State. I don't know if he was at Nationals or not.
I think he was at nationals. I think Brent was there, but I think they missed each other. I think there was like a different category. I think Brent pulled like 210 or something, or I think maybe I'm tripping. Um, but yeah, man, damn, it's hard, dude. Brent is it's hard to find a match for Brent, man. What's the weight?
Well, there is really technically no cap, but I would say 220 because they're only a pound apart right now. Brent's 217, Scott's 218. So
Okay, yeah, that's interesting because I know word around the grapevine, Brent's not looking to shed any weight.
Mm.
He's looking to stay pretty full, and that's a scary sight. When you see a guy like Brent that just, man, when he cuts that little bit of weight to like what 209 or whatever, 205 whatever, and he's still smashing fucking Daniel Mosier, fucking banging with just absolute killers of the sport, and now he's bulking up. Oh man,
Mhm. It's all
it's
clean too. It's all clean. 100%
it's like,
muscle. It's crazy.
man, I'm man, call me the shit. Maybe I don't know, but I think that's that's a hard day for Ballinger. I think, especially right-handed. I mean,
yeah,
excuse me, especially left-handed. My bad.
yeah, Brent.
Meant to
He doesn't have to cut weight until Worlds, so he just kind of wants
Right.
to keep it normal until then, as opposed to constantly cutting and cutting and cutting. So
Right. So I'm saying, so like he's feeling good. You know what I mean? He's not having he's not having a diet or anything. I mean, diet. You know what I mean? But he's not having to like really be detrimental with like stuff he's doing. He
Mhm.
could kind of like relax, so to speak.
well,
Yeah, he's
Ballinger's
like
rights.
217.
Yeah, Ballinger's right's been out for a while, so he could
Oh,
be killing that left. I know that in the last two Michigan States he pulled left only. So and he's won both of those.
yeah. Wow.
So
Okay. So yeah, but I know Brent's left, man. Is yeah. You guys know better than I do, man. That left, man. Good Lord.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
he's
feeling
right there in
crazy.
it, but that left is definitely coming along. That's for sure.
Yeah. I've got the opportunity to. Obviously, I'm a shrimp, but I've got the opportunity to pull with Brent, and it's crazy.
It feels
You know.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Its hands hella big too. Like I got some like pretty alien fingers, and his hand is big, mega big.
Well, man,
Yeah.
I appreciate the insight. We're only 3 weeks out from this thing, so it's gonna be
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
it's gonna be fun being able to hang out with you. Hey, kick it for a little bit. What are you coming in Thursday? I assume.
Yeah. Thursday. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be up there Thursday night doing those weigh-ins, and then Friday and Saturday all day. We'll definitely kick it and hang out. I wish you luck on your match. I definitely
Oh yeah.
appreciate you being a part of the card. And then, of
Yeah. No, and I
course,
appreciate you, bro.
yeah.
Appreciate everything. The opportunity and everything.
Hey, no, thank you for being on, man. It's going to be a good time, and thanks for talking to us today.
Yes, sir. I'll see you guys soon.
All right,
See you
buddy.
soon, buddy.
All right, Bill.
Thanks
All
for
right,
chatting.
Mazad. Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot.